My brother sent me a 40th anniversary wish list, including a $22,000 cruise, matching Rolex watches, and a full new kitchen set because Mom deserves it. I said, "You've got the wrong person." He snapped. "We all voted. You're the rich one." So, I paused the payments, canceled the dinner, and the next morning, no one could get in the house. I'm Daniel, 36, oldest kid, default fixer, the one who has his life together. I do it for hospitals. I'm that guy who answers panic calls at 2 a.m. when a system freezes mid-surgery. I live alone in a small townhouse I bought 6 years ago. I drive a 10-year-old Civic because it runs, and it's mine. I make decent money, not rich. Comfortable if I don't breathe wrong. My family treats comfortable like I'm Jeff Bezos with a coupon binder. Mom is Lorna. Dad is Mark. They've been married 40 years this June. My brother is Jason, 33, salesman by day, hobby guru by night. My sister is Liv, 28, a we should start a podcast person who rotates jobs like phone cases. I'm the one who files taxes, negotiates phone bills, calls the insurance when someone forgets to pay. I hold the rope and pretend it's not burning my hands. Last Sunday, I was making coffee and sorting laundry. My phone bust. Family group chat. Anniversary planning popped up like a calendar invite to a headache. I opened it and saw a link. Jason wrote, "Registry is live. Everyone add to cart ASAP so we can lock stuff in. Mom deserves it." Another message from him. "Don't be cheap. This is a once-in-a-lifetime event." I clicked the link. A glossy page loaded. It looked like a wedding registry if a yacht had a baby with a luxury mall. 7-night, all-inclusive Mediterranean cruise. Suite level. $22,480. 2 Rolex date just his and hers. $18,600. Gourmet kitchen set appliance bundle plus install $9,200. Full house deep clean plus landscaper $2,300. Anniversary dinner at Aurelia private room, $4,000 minimum. There were smaller items too. A balloon arch for $500. A photo experience for $1,200. Custom napkins. Champagne walls. A harpist. My stomach did that short drop you get on a fast elevator. I scrolled. At the bottom, there was a primary sponsor badge with my name on it. In gold, primary sponsor, Daniel M. I didn't sign anything. I didn't even know you could make a registry for an anniversary. Jason pinged me directly. "Bro, call the cruise line contact by noon to put the deposit. Use your card, and we'll sort the rest later." I wrote back, "You've got the wrong person." He typed fast. The dots were angry. "We all voted. You're the rich one. Don't start." I heard my own voice in my head. Flat, tired, don't start like I'm a faucet for money and drama. It's just water pressure. Liv chimed in. "This is for Mom. She never asks for anything." Jason did the research. Mom finally entered with her soft text voice. "Oh, sweetie. Only if it's not too much trouble." Dad sent a thumbs up. My coffee went cold. I stared at the total in a quiet kitchen that suddenly felt hostile. My hands were steady, but that's steady you get when you're too numb to shake. I tried to keep my tone normal. "Who decided I'm the primary sponsor?" Jason replied, "Me, Liv, and Mom." Dad said, "It's up to us. Majority wins. Family first." I swallowed the first response that came to mind. Then the second, I set the phone down like it was hot and walked to the sink. In my chest, a click, small, familiar, the one that happens before a loop starts. The loop where I pay, then resent, then apologize for resenting, then pay again. The screen lit again. "Jason, no excuses. We know what you make." My breath caught. "How do you know what I make?" Then I remembered the time last year when I left a W-2 on Mom's table while fixing her printer. I had to run to the store. When I got back, it was in a different stack. Someone had moved it. "Jason, you literally make double what we do. This is not hard." I sipped the cold coffee. It tasted like a dare. I typed, "Let's talk about this later. Jason, deposit today or we lose the suite." Noon. Liv sent a heart. Mom sent a praying hands emoji. I stared at the phone, then at my sink, then at the laundry basket. I felt that old mix. Obligation braided with shame. The kind that starts as a whisper and ends as a rope. I put the mug down. I wiped the counter because it was the only thing I could control for 10 seconds. Then I picked up the phone and opened my banking app. Not to pay, but to stare. I watched the numbers like weather. Rain in the forecast, maybe a storm. I closed the app and the group chat. I set the phone face down. I told myself, don't react. Not yet. But the first trigger had already been pulled. I didn't become the primary sponsor on Sunday. I was drafted years ago. It started small after college. Dad got laid off. Mom's hours were cut. I covered their power bill just this once. Then a car repair. Then a dentist bill. Then Christmas. Then New Year's. Then the property tax. We forgot. Jason was always in a bad month. Liv was figuring herself out. I had the job with benefits. I was single. I had the least chaos. So money slid my way like gravity. At first I kept a spreadsheet. Loan to parents had a column. Loan to Jason had a different color. Gift to Liv. Got no interest. I planned to square up when everyone stabilized. No one stabilized. The sheet turned into a confession. I got good at it. Negotiated the cable bundle. Switched their car insurance. Set up auto payments for mom's prescriptions. Put dad's phone on my family plan. I told myself I was rescuing them from fees. It would be worse if I didn't. Every rescue bought me a new expectation. Daniel, honey, can you look at the AC? The guy says we need a new compressor. Bro, Venmo me $200. Commission's late. Danny, this is so embarrassing, but I got an overdraft. Can you just spot me until Friday? I said yes. Saying yes was easier than the meltdown that followed a no. The language shifted in quiet ways. Loan became help. Help became support. Support turned into obligation. Mom started saying, we don't want to be a burden, right before asking for $600. Dad would follow with, you know we did our best, which was both true and a trap. Jason nicknamed me Bank Bro. He said it like a joke, but it wasn't. Liv once cried when her card got declined at brunch. I drove across town, covered the bill, and hugged her outside. Her mascara stained my jacket, and even though it never came out, I kept wearing it. Over time, the asks got bigger while the thanks got smaller. 3 years ago, Mom had a health scare, hospital stay, tests, frightening words. I paid the out-of-pocket without hesitation. I'd do it again. That part isn't what I resent. What stung was what came next. Mom and Dad decided they deserved joy. They started booking trips to live while we can and asked me to cover the flights. You want us to have experiences, right? Jason upgraded to a nicer apartment, called it manifesting abundance, then called me when rent was due. Liv got a dog, then another, then made an Instagram for them and asked for sponsorships. When the little one swallowed a sock, I paid the vet bill. Meanwhile, I kept the old Civic, patched the bumper after a fender bender, skipped the trip I'd planned with friends. Not because of work, because of Mom's dental implant bill and a temporary loan for Jason's taxes. Every time I tried to set boundaries, the family pulled me back in. One Thanksgiving, I suggested Secret Santa with a $50 limit. Mom smiled and said, whatever people can afford is fine, then told Aunt Sharon I was pinching pennies. Jason called me Scrooge in the group chat, posted a Grinch gif, and everyone else sent laughing emojis. Another time, I asked them to pay their share of the phone plan, $35 each. Dad said, back in our day, we paid for you. Mom said, it's only $35. Jason said, bro, why nickel and dime family? I'll send it when I can. She didn't. I gave up asking. Easier to fold a losing hand than argue the rules. When I bought my townhouse, I put the utilities in my name to get the new customer discounts. They stayed in my name for 2 years because every, we'll switch it next week, turned into, can you just cover it, and we'll settle later. Later became never. Never became normal. Mom's favorite line, you know you're our rock. It feels like comfort until you see the rope tied around you. By the time the anniversary registry link arrived, I was already covering their phone bill, internet, half their car insurance, Mom's prescriptions every other month, streaming services so Dad wouldn't miss his shows, and Jason's loan, that never had a number, only a vibe that I'd already paid the deposit for the anniversary dinner months ago, back when the plan was just a nice family meal. I even put down a refundable deposit on a small event space for after dinner because Mom wanted a moment for speeches. It was supposed to be simple, manageable. Then Jason found event blocks. I could see the algorithm's fingerprints all over that registry. I scrolled through it again and felt the weight of this new normal creeping in. I asked in the group chat what happened to dinner and speeches. Jason, we upgraded. It's 40 years. Go big or go home. Live. Dad, we're not young anymore. Mom, Only if it's not too much trouble. I stared at that line. Only if, which always means it is. I typed back. We need to discuss budget. Jason, budget is tacky. Then he sent a screenshot of a cruise suite with a private balcony and a butler. A fruit plate, staged by the ocean. I swear I could almost smell the filtered air. Jason, deposit is $5,000. Do it by noon or the price goes up. I checked my calendar. Noon was 90 minutes away. I was supposed to be at the gym. Instead, I sat at the kitchen table, doing the math. If I put $5,000 on my card, I could cover it, but I'd have to pull from my emergency fund. My emergency fund, not a family pot. The one I built after too many sleepless nights. I pictured my car breaking down. Or the roof. Or Mom's health. Or my own. I heard that old refrain in my head. You're single, no kids. Money is just a tool. They're your family. You'll be fine. Then another voice, new but steady. You are your family, too. The issue wasn't the cruise. The issue was the vote I was never invited to, and the role I never agreed to play. That's what finally made me angry. Not loud angry. Cold angry. The kind that starts organizing receipts to AT1112, Jason called. No text this time. I let it ring once. Twice. I answered. Deposit, he said, no hello. We're losing daylight. I'm not putting $5,000 on my card. You're being dramatic, I said. We'll settle up. When? He huffed. God, you always need a spreadsheet. Can't you just do this one thing? It's for Mom. It's not one thing, I said. It's never one thing. He went quiet for half a beat, then switched tactics. We voted. Majority is 3 out of 5. That's democracy. You don't get to vote with my bank account, I said. Family's different. I'm family. I get a vote. You voted no. We overruled. Simple. No, I said. It's not. Silence. Then the line I knew was coming. Bro, we saw your W-2. It's not like you can't. I closed my eyes. You went through my papers? Don't make it creepy, he said. It was on the table. Mom said you wouldn't mind. She was proud. And under the anger, I heard it, the smaller sound. Embarrassment. They cornered me in a quiet room and wrote the number on my forehead. Jason pushed for the cruise deposit. I told him flatly, I'm not the sponsor. If he and Liv want it, they can pay. He laughed that sharp laugh. Wow, you're really going to be this guy? This guy with boundaries? Yes. He tried guilt. Mom will be crushed. She'll survive dinner. She won't survive me burning out. You're cheap, he snapped. I've given you 10 years of not cheap, I said. I have the receipts. Then came the weapon. We saw your W-2. It's not like you can't. You went through my papers? Don't make it creepy. Mom was proud. I told him I was done being their bank. He hung up swearing. Something in me unclenched. I paused the recurring payments, canceled the event space, cut Jason and Liv's access to Mom and Dad's smart lock. Within minutes, the group chat exploded. AT dinner time. I called Mom. She asked about the cruise. I never booked it, I said. My gift is the dinner. Just us. She sighed. The cruise would have been special, for you, or for people watching you. She went quiet. Then, softly, we didn't do right by money sometimes, I know. And I helped a lot. I asked her to back me, just this once. Tell Jason and Liv that dinner is enough. She hesitated, then said the line I've hated since I was 12. I don't want to be in the middle. You put me there, I said gently. You voted with my wallet. That is the middle. She didn't argue. At last, your father says dinner is nice. Relief washed through me. Jason pushed me for the cruise deposit. I told him firmly, I'm not paying. If he and Liv want it, they can figure it out. He tried guilt. Mom will be crushed. I said she'll survive dinner. She won't survive me burning out. That he called me cheap. I reminded him I'd given 10 years of not cheap and kept receipts, phone bills, internet, car insurance, Mom's meds, Jason's taxes, Liv's dogs, even last year's flights. He went quiet, then threatened. If you don't pay by noon, I'll tell Mom you ruined her anniversary. I said, tell her I saved her from debt. He hung up, something unclenched. I canceled the event space, changed the dinner reservation to just immediate family, paused the recurring payments, and cut Jason and Liv's access to Mom and Dad's smart lock. The group chat exploded, Jason raging, Liv calling me controlling, Mom asking if the door was broken. I told her her code still worked. Then I put my phone on silent and went to the gym. Later, I called Mom. She asked about the cruise. I told her I never booked it. The dinner is my gift, just us, no extras. She sighed, admitted they hadn't handled money well. I asked her to back me, to tell Jason and Liv dinner is enough. She whispered she didn't want to be in the middle. You put me there, I said gently. You voted with my wallet. At last she softened. Your father says dinner is nice. Relief ran through me. She promised to talk to them. No promises, but it was something.